Alright, hey guys, welcome. So my name's Kevin. Today I'm going to be talking about why email's not dead and how to boost your sales through email marketing. And the way email's changed in 2019 and how it's going to go about the next few years. So, who am I? My name's Kevin. I've been doing this online marketing stuff for about 4 years now. I started off with a Shopify store about 4 years ago, and that kind of led me into this email marketing game. So my Shopify business was a fraternity and sorority apparel site, and one thing that I realized which was really good, especially as ad costs started rising and rising and rising, I realized I had to go to a new platform for free marketing. So the best way to do that is create an email list and start sending out emails. And so one thing, after about 2 years of doing that, I decided oh, this is really good. I can start offering the service to other people. So I started taking on clients for my email marketing agency and testing out new things, learning about other industries, other niches. And it really does work across the board for a lot of things. So you can see right here, where's the pointer? Cool. So you can see right here what good email marketing looks like. It's typically around 20 to 40% of your total overall revenue. And if you do it right, you can probably expect that. So here are two clients I took on for the last 30 days. We're at 26%, 24%. And then right here is my own brand, which is doing about 40% of total revenue coming from email. And the way we do this, that I like to harp on a lot, is I like to call it behavioral automations. So that's about sending the right email at the right time to the right person. So what that looks like here is one of the clients I took on back in May. Their total revenue was coming in about $46,000 per month. After implementing these automations I'll be showing you in the slides, we were able to bring them up to $61,000 of total revenue coming from email. As you can see, here are the campaigns, and here are the automations. We went in there, did a bunch of our cool stuff, and got them all the way up to here. And in total, that's a 33% total increase coming from email revenue. So first off, the platform I like to use all this on is Klaviyo. I think Klaviyo is the best platform for email marketing. If you have a bigger size list, around 5,000 to 10,000 people, I think it's about time to switch over to Klaviyo, especially in the e-commerce game. If you're a little bit below that, you can still stick with MailChimp, and you can still get the same kind of benefits. You might not, because Klaviyo is kind of pricey, but it's definitely worth the price.
What can I do that MailChimp
What's that?
might do? What can I do that MailChimp might do?
I'll go over it in slides and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go a little bit fast. I'll answer any kind of questions that I have in. So here are the automations I'll be talking about through this presentation. You're going to want an abandoned cart, add cart abandonment flow. You're going to want a welcome series, a browse abandonment, receipts. You're going to learn how to utilize receipts to actually drive more sales, post-purchase upsells, customer win-back series, and my favorite one is a birthday sequence. So I'm just going to break into it. So the first one is an abandoned cart, add cart abandonment series. So this is one thing that Klaviyo does a little bit different than MailChimp and everything else. What you can do in Klaviyo is actually you can add an add to cart abandonment series. And these two things differ a little bit. So the abandoned cart, everyone knows this one. It's very staple in most people's email marketing game. It starts off when someone goes to checkout, puts in their email at checkout, and then just abandons their checkout. And you can send everyone who checks out. What's cool about Klaviyo that you can start implementing is you can add an add to cart abandonment too. So this happens if someone clicks add to cart and doesn't even make it a checkout. So you're hitting a lot more people than you would have before. And as you can see, this drives in a good amount of sales, the add to cart abandonment. The one thing about add to cart, you can't send it to everyone. You only send it to people who already have their email. That's how the Klaviyo system works. So what this looks like, here is the typical schedule we do for most of my clients. The day one, we send out a 20-minute reminder. Typically, we send out a 20-minute reminder because something could have happened. They could have gotten a phone call. They could have lost their credit card, forgot about it, and you know about the daily distractions that we all have. So we just send a general reminder, problem completing your order. No discount, no nothing. We're just like, hey, you guys should come back and you just complete your order if anything happened. Then we have a second reminder later on in the day, just regarding your order, to see if there's any problems with it. After that, day 2 and day 3, we start offering the discounts. This is typically, we figure out, it's not a reminder thing, it's probably not a distraction, something was a little bit wrong with the order. So we start offering a 10% discount to everyone to incentivize them, we give a limited time discount. So we only say, oh, this discount's only available for about 2 or 3 days. So then we also remind them about that final reminder too, warning that you have 3 hours before you close your cart. This is typically how the first event cart looks like. This is how I structure it. So there's a bunch of elements I like to include in every single one of my event cards. And the first one's scarcity. So we talk about this saying, we're getting hundreds of orders a day and I can't keep these in stock. This is to show that like they might not have time to like actually get this order if they really wanted it because it's a limited time thing. We have reviews, so we make it look like that the product is actually good. So we put a little 5-star review right there, a little credibility. Then we also have related products. So what's cool about Klaviyo is that you can have like product recommendations based off what they added to the cart. So Klaviyo has a really good AI for related products here. So we integrate that in there, and that changes for every single thing that is in their cart. Then we also have credibility. So at the bottom of the email, we add things that we offer for the business, like free shipping worldwide, 24-hour support, secure payments, etc. And bonus points, actually, this client didn't have this, but if you have a phone support line, adding that to your email will definitely increase people buying from you. Like they might call in and they might like ask some questions and everything.
Does this work with WooCommerce?
What's that?
Does it work with WooCommerce?
Klaviyo works with WooCommerce too, yeah. Klaviyo works with BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Shopify.
Will the slides be available first?
Yes, the slides will be available.
But does it work with Samcart, do you know?
Samcart? I'm not sure about Samcart, no. So here's one thing I also like to do. So this is something is testing out, A/B split testing the first email that we send out. So what's interesting about email is that Gmail it kind of has like an AI to like know about spam or not spam. So the one way that they know about spam is sometimes like people send out a lot of heavy HTML, like a lot of pictures and a lot of like other designs and HTML coding. And sometimes Gmail might trigger that as spam. So it might end up in the spam inbox or promotions tab, not the main inbox. What Gmail knows is, more of like, it might think that it's someone emailing you like a friend or something like that, is when you just have text. So one thing we like to test out for all our for our first event cart one is an A/B split test of 50-50 between these two different emails. And what that does is typically we get a higher open rate on the HTML only, the text only than the HTML one. But that might not exactly drive more or less sales. This is different for every single brand and every single niche, so I totally recommend testing this one out. You're gonna know like better results. So for this one, the HTML actually worked better.
Are you testing deliverability on those at all?
Yeah, we're just testing deliverability right there. Typically, the text one has better deliverability, but it might not actually drive more sales. So you want to see the actual numbers on that. So then the next series I want to talk about is the welcome series. This one is very, very important, and typically we see this is one of our highest profitable automations that we do. I'm so bad at this. So typically this one's the second most profitable one, and this one's the most profitable one for this client. And so the reason the welcome series works so well is you want to like introduce a new prospective customer to your brand. You want to tell them a story. You want them to get to know and like you a little bit more. And the welcome series definitely accomplishes that. So this is how that's a little overwhelming. So this is how we like to structure our welcome series for most of our e-commerce brands. We start off giving them a 10% off their entire store, coupon inside. That gets really good open rates by saying there's a coupon inside.
I like that it's like copy of copy of copy.
I'm not good at labeling now. Yeah, that's irrelevant. The customers won't see that at all. It's my own internal team's way of organizing things. So then, where was that? So 10% off entire store, that gets really good open rates. And typically, if it's e-commerce, they want to get a discount in the first place. So they're going to open that. And if they don't purchase, then typically they want to get to know you a little bit better. Things that are working out really well right now is just becoming a brand with actual personality. So one way to do that is we send out story emails afterwards. So we say, this one's a spiritual niche and everything. So we say, thanks, welcome to the Good Vibes Revolution. And this kind of introduces us to this kind of community that we have and the kind of community that we're trying to create. And then we have another 10% off discount, remind them about the discount. Going forward, we tell our story after that too. So this is about how we were created, like where everything's coming from, and like the mission and purpose of our company. Then we break into more blog posts and more content. So we have Balance Through Chakras Made Simple is a blog post that they posted up, and it's providing free content that I think they might enjoy. And then again, we give them more content. We have quick meditation tips and a 70% off discount. One thing I like to do for a lot of my welcome series is if anyone's in e-commerce, you have these discounts that you guys like to do, like 50% off, and you just search on the site. Instead of giving an actual bigger discount, you just find one of those products that you have on there that you already have marked down and just say, oh, here's a discount for you right there. It kind of saves you some money. Also, what's really good, so send more content, reminders. And this is at the end of the whole entire welcome series. If they haven't purchased from the 10% off, we still like to give them a little extra bump by giving a 15% off or a 20% off if you want to be really aggressive with the discounts. Just to get them to purchase for the first time, because we know that after they purchase for the first time, they're way more likely to buy from you again. So the best way to actually collect welcome emails for a welcome series that I found across the board for e-commerce is gamifying your pop-ups. A lot of people like to just have a quick pop-up like, oh, I want 10% off. Typically that gets pretty low opt rates. I've seen around like, it's only 5% or something like that. But what this is really doing, I'm sure some of you guys have seen this wheel like once or twice. It's so annoying. I honestly think it's so annoying when I was a customer, but then I started using it, I was like, oh, this is really effective. So we start gamifying, and what this is, it kind of makes it more engaging. It makes it like people want to play this game, and the opt rates are a lot higher for this. So for the wheel, we're getting 11% to 15% of opt rates. So it's been working out really, really well. What's up?
So that wheel thing,
Yeah.
that's within an email, and I click on it? and then-
Oh no, sorry, I wasn't clear on this. This is the pop-up for your website, so it integrates right in your website. So if you're on there for say like 30 seconds or something like that, it's gonna pop up, or if you try doing an exit intent, it's gonna pop up, and then you guys can then the customers typically type in their email. So the apps I recommend that you can integrate with your store, this is for Shopify, but I think there might be some integrations with WooCommerce and BigCommerce too. I think Privy is actually integratable with all those. So I recommend Relio, Optimum, Privy, and there's a bunch of other gamification ones too. So what's really cool about Welcome Series is you can segment too, which I would really like to do for my fraternity and sorority brand. So if you can set this up with Relio, and all these other ones have the segmentation too, and I highly recommend it. So what we would do for my sorority brand is we would find out what page they were on when they actually started putting their email. You know, if they're part of the Delta Sigma Theta page, they're obviously part of that sorority, and I want to know that. So adding email segmentations and creating dynamic welcome series based on that. So if they're added from the Delta Sigma Theta page, then I'm going to send the welcome series more related with those products and with that kind of story. And that typically gets a little bit better results. So the next automation is browse abandonment. Well, browse abandonment is like really, really cool. That I think is underutilized. I think MailChimp might not have this feature, but Klaviyo does. So it's really good to use if you have a lot of products. So what this does is pretty much when someone just uses your products, it starts sending out emails saying like, hey, we saw you using our products. Come check it out again. We know you're interested in it, so just use a little reminder that you forgot to buy it.
And this is someone if they have an account and they're logged in.
This is what's cool about Klaviyo is if they open their email, Klaviyo actually connects their IP address to that email, so anytime they go up to them, not even if they don't have an account, Klaviyo knows who they are and everything. Yeah, Klaviyo is really, really powerful. So here's what the typical email looks like. It's like still deciding, no problem, I understand things happen. You can come back and buy it from us. And so that's
that last bit again. So if someone's not logged in.
Oh yeah. So yeah, so if someone's not logged in, what happens is Klaviyo has the email, and then it tracks the IP address from if they click through to your website. Klaviyo will know that they click through, and it has to be this person, so they store their IP address. So anytime they go back to the website, Klaviyo knows who they are. So they don't have to be logged in. You can still get this data and still know which email to send.
to do that as well.
Yeah.
So they'll copy visitors and log the IP. So they've got 2 points. Probably other ways too that they. I use Autopilot for this stuff. Does the same thing, but it will show like anonymous users and all their actions, and then the moment they fill an email in somewhere, then it's identified.
Oh, that's really cool.
Coming back, or when they're opening emails.
Oh, it's super interesting. So it tracks the data before they even know what it is.
You can see what's
looks interesting.
doing on the site and stuff through there.
You recommend Klaviyo to do that too. So browse bandwidth, which is why I recommend using it. It gets super, super high open rates. Typical like open rates is around like if you're doing 20%, you're doing pretty good. This is 35%, so it's actually doing pretty good.
Probably because they're like, how the F?
Yeah.
I was looking at that website.
Yeah. So what we do actually is like, hey, we saw you checking out this exact product, and they're like, how did you know you're checking this out? So
That's not creepy town.
yeah, it gets a little creepy, but so you gotta be gentle with it, and it works to get sales. So. Depends how you want to structure your brand message and brand voice. I typically find that it's worth it. It's a little creepy.
For your vibes, you'd be like, Spirit told me you were looking at this product. And
I just had this feeling that
Yeah.
you would really like to enjoy these products.
we got your vibe. Promise.
My higher purpose says. It's a really good idea. I might split test that.
Yeah,
Come on,
totally.
be honest.
They'll be like, I'm so connected to this website.
You'd be like, my email's doing so much better now.
Try it.
So we run this series, and typically what we like to do here, we remind them twice. What we like to do again, value stack. So if they don't purchase from the first 2 days, then we start. Here's 10% off. Here's a little bit incentivized to go and buy this product. So next one is the receipt and post-purchase ones. And I love these receipts. Like people don't utilize receipts enough. Like people just send out a receipt and say like, hey, here's the product you bought, here's the shipping, here's the shipping details. No, like you can make a lot of money from this. And so what we like to do for this is we like to say like, here's a discount while we're fulfilling your order. You can get 10% off or 20% off or what have you off your next order. And the reason this works so well is because it's a true time scarcity. People like are a little bit aware. It's like, oh yeah, sure, this will be sale like whenever, like you can probably get another sale next week. This is like, no, this is only while we're getting your order together, and they know that eventually this order is going to ship out. So the psychology of that really works in this kind of favor. And customers also in a purchasing mindset this time. They just purchase from you. They just give you their credit card information. They're probably going to buy from you again. Give them a good enough offer. They're in like a buying mode. And yeah, it's the highest open rate email. People always open like the email for receipts, and they're like, did this order go through? I need to check and confirm this. So we like to utilize this time that we have their attention and try to sell them again. And as you see, it's the highest open like email. It's 55%, typically plus that too, like if you're doing well. And it's really hard to take pictures of emails and put them on slides. So this is chunked up, and this is top, middle, bottom. This is what we like to do. So the same thing for Welcome Series is telling a story and letting people know about your brand. And if we have their attention, we want to tell them and we want to get them to like us a little bit more. So this is a bike riding niche that we work with. And so they're very communal. Like, if you're a biker, you want to be a part of a gang or whatnot. And so we like to tell them like, hey, thanks for joining our pack, or joining your pack. And so this kind of just like makes them feel a little more connected with us. Afterwards, we have a discount that we like to do. We get 20% off everything while we're getting ordered together. And then we have all the details about how much you paid for, blah, blah, blah. And then here's some related products that you might also like. And typically, structuring your receipts like this is going to be really powerful. So then we bring into the post-purchase sequence. What I like to do is, obviously the first one, as soon as they place an order, send that out. What I like to do 12 hours later, because if they didn't read this, we really want to get them to read this, especially, if there's some extra information about ordering from you guys that you need them to know. We like to double send, like, here's the order, because we'll know if, like, they opened their email or not. If they haven't opened this one, we want to remind them that it's, like, very important that you read this. But pretty much, these emails, this flow goes on to this. So we just have that one extra email if they didn't open that one. It's the same thing for both back and forth. And then we just remind them, here's some other products while we're getting ordered together. You can still buy from us like this. The next one I'm going to go into is customer win back. So what's really, really important is there's a giant difference between someone who bought from you once and some giant difference between someone who bought from you multiple times. So we want to get first-time buyers into becoming repeat buyers. And the best way to do that is make sure they don't forget about you guys. What happens is if they haven't purchased from you guys in a long period of time, they're more likely to churn, and they're more likely to find someone else they want to engage with and find someone else they want to buy from. So we kind of want to incentivize them, like, don't leave. And so we're kind of like a stalkerish like ex-girlfriend, like, we miss you, please come back. So this is 55 days after the last place in order and haven't engaged with us again. So we say, so we miss you, where'd you go, what happened? Maybe my was a little creepier than I thought. But they're working.
Please come back.
Please come back. So we give them a nice discount. Pretty much one of our higher discounts that we typically give out, just to show that, like, we really want to engage with you again. So this one's $10 off any order of $50 or more. Quick side note, I've done some A/B split tests. Money off converts a lot better in emails than just straight discounts. So typically this is only 20%. They have to pay $50 at least. But it actually, some kind of psychology, this makes people convert a little bit better.
Have you tested like putting like here's $10 or like a picture of a $10 bill or anything like
That's a
that?
good idea. Maybe a picture, that'll work out better. But yeah, I've done the split test between like having percent discounts in the headlines, or here's $10 off in the headlines. The dollar off amount usually does a little bit better. Yeah.
How does the coupon management work when you've got so many coupons expiring?
So it's cool. Klaviyo actually has a coupon management system that it pretty much says like it automatically creates the coupons for you. So if you want to have a discount expiring within 7 days, and you only want to give this discount to this one person, they give out unique discounts and they expire within 7 days, and they can't use it again. So Klaviyo does it all for you.
And that integrates with WooCommerce or?
So actually, sorry, but it only integrates with Shopify. It doesn't do the WooCommerce integration. You have to use like normal discounts to create that in. So that's one thing that you might want to. It's a lot better for Shopify with that. So here's another thing that Klaviyo is really good at, and some reason why I love this platform is you can. They have AI assisted customer look-back technology. So they look at all your orders that you've ever gotten. They run it through some kind of algorithm formula and figure out like when someone's most likely going to purchase from you again. So we utilize that technology in our win-back series. So we send that in the most relevant time to like when they're going to like. So we know it's like they should purchase on October 20th, and if it's October 30th and they haven't purchased from you, they're probably going to churn. So we want to send this win-back series then and not later. So we've done the split test results, and they do a lot better. This is 10 times better, 2.6K compared to $237, 4 times better, and 3 times better, I think. So it's really cool. So here's what it looks like in the platform. It says like, oh, expected date of next order. It's it's going to be around then. Then we send this email out after 7 days has passed since that day, and it's the same exact series as before. Like just copy and paste the same login series.
So do you do that for every product, or is this like consumable supplements? I mean, I was just thinking, I'm getting into some supplements, so
Yeah.
it seems real. It's like, right, because a 30-day supply, 25 days, hey, we thought about doing blah, 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 blah.
Well, you can test it out for yourself. Obviously, it's like it's a 30-day supply. Probably have the win-back series after 3 days, or like buy from you again. But yeah, just A/B split test it. It probably worked out pretty well. So then this is the next kind of flows I'd like to use. So people like undervalue pop-ups. I love pop-ups. You can find a lot of information for them. So why don't you use a pop-up to get their email in the first place? If you already have their email, maybe you want to get some more information. People at DC Lisbon really like this automation for some reason. I guess I'm really creepy getting all this information. But so I started sending out pop-ups only to people who actually have given me their email in the first place. So I'm just asking like, when's your birthday? And by knowing this birthday, it starts sending out more. Relevant email automations. So we send out a birthday day email where we say like, oh, happy birthday, here's your birthday present. That gets really high open rates and it does really well. And on the first of the month, we're like, happy birthday month and everything. And what you can really go into is just setting out a whole entire sequence like surrounding the birthday month and why this one customer gets such a better deal on your store. And then this kind of like builds up a better connection with like your customer and your brand. That really works. Side note on this one too, you can let me just go to the next slide and show you what it looks like. So this is how I set in Klaviyo. I target anyone who doesn't have a birthday, who I also have an email, and I don't show it to people who already put in their birthday. So if you already have a birthday, you won't see this, you might see another pop-up. And strangely, this gets about 8% of people actually opting in. 8% of people just like, sure, I'll just give you my birthday. All right, cool. Side note on this now is you can also do this for other kind of information. So say you have a apparel store with women and men's clothing. You kind of want to know if they're like a woman or a man. So maybe just having a pop-up asking like, are you a man or a female? And just get that information could be really powerful. You can do this with any kind of information. So try that out. Here are some apps I recommend using also to collect their birthday information if you really want to go down that route. Reconvert's really good. It adds in a bunch of post-purchase upsells on the thank you page of Shopify. And happy birthday email discounts, same exact thing. So after they purchase from you on the thank you page, it will ask for the birthday for special discounts, special offers. And that actually does a little bit better than pop-up. But just get that information, you start running those powerful sequences. So that's it for the automations and everything. Here's just a little quick tip about deliverability. So typically here are the industry standards. That's what Klaviyo says is good. So if you're doing 20% open rates, you're doing really good. Just keep up what you're doing. If you're getting in the 10 to 20% range, you can still improve. There's definitely things to do. If you're less than 10%, you're doing something really, really wrong. And so here are just some tips about how I like to keep my deliverability good and not end up in the spam box and not end up in the promotions tab and try not to end up in the inbox most of the time. You want to clean your list early and often. This really has to be said. By not cleaning your list, you're going to start accumulating people who don't even want to be engaged with your brand, which is going to make the reputation for your brand. Gmail is not going to like that at all. Gmail is going to not show your emails in the inbox. So clean your list early and often. This is how I like to clean my list. Anyone who's received an email at least 15 times over all time, that has opened email 0 times, and has clicked the email 0 times, I always want to remove these people. If they have an open email after 15 emails I send them, they're probably not going to engage with my brand. I don't want to ruin my reputation with those people. And another cool strategy you could do, I'm just starting testing it out with my clients, is remove people who don't open any emails from the welcome series. So if you have a 12-day welcome series or X amount of day welcome series, they don't open any emails after they just gave you their email. They're probably not going to open any emails like afterwards too. So they're no go. And then so I just named this my wizard list because it's not a master list, but it's better than a master list. So that's my nomenclature for that. But this is the kind of people I want to send to more than once a week, maybe up to 4 times a week. And this is people who clicked the email at least once over the last 60 days, or opened an email, or has placed an order over the last 60 days. And by just sending out to this on 4 times a week, it really increases my open rate and makes Gmail like me a little better and doesn't keep me in spam. You can also send to people who aren't in this list and aren't in this list, so people who've might be engaged with you in the past, but typically don't open for me a lot. You can probably send them 1 to 4 times per month max. If you send them more often than that, that's going to hurt your reputation with Gmail, and you're not going to like that. So be careful with it. And so yeah, that's my presentation, guys.
That's really good. Is that done manually or is that an automation?
What's that?
What's it?
This. Oh, to clean this? Yeah, so adding people to this list is automatic. You just have this.
No, the removing people who don't open any welcome series. Is that an automation?
You can make that an automation. Yeah, at the end of you can say, with Klaviyo logic, at the bottom of it, you can say anyone who didn't open any of these emails, you can add them to, you can put a tag on them, say to suppress, but you have to go in there and actually, I think you have to manually suppress them most of the time. But it includes, it accumulates them all though. So you can just go in there once per week or something like that.
Just with email opens, I've always been hesitant to use that because I know sort of how dodgy the tracking is on it. It's often it's not going to pick up email opens or it will pick up false opens. You sort of see if you use something like Yesware and you send it and the open notification goes up instantly because there's some weird going on with the mail servers. Do you have any experience or any ways around that? Or?
So there's list scrubbing services and everything. I like Never Bounce. You can take a whole entire list, put it in Never Bounce, and then it'll take all these fake emails.
But I mean, I'm talking more about real emails where it's either they're opening the emails, but the open isn't registered. I think sort of 20 to 30%. I think for emails it seems to be that it won't register opens. The other time is false opens, where something with the mail server is fired to Pixel and it thinks the person's opened it, but it hasn't. They haven't. I see that happening as well. So I'm guessing the gains of staying out of spam outweigh the costs of
yeah, they definitely do.
engagement off your list.
I've split tested a little bit. It's better to and actually start cleaning it up when that happens.
Yeah.
It is tricky. The tracking is definitely tricky, but on an aggregate, usually you want to look for that starting first. Yeah.
Comment on this? Question to you.
Sure.
Before you clean it, I would inform the people, yeah, you will be deleted, which is a nice subject line. And then oh no, I'm just reading, and you need to make them click to have an action.
Yes.
And then before I deleted them, but I think I made a mistake, Mailchimp now does it automatically, and saying oh, these are low engaging customers. It filters out
that's good.
automatically, which is nice. But now I will maybe clean them and put all the email addresses, 5,000, that we use these 5,000 emails, and still keeping them off the list. Most of the year they won't buy your online course, but they might buy like a 50 euro product, whatever.
One second, I have a few comments you just said, which remind me about some things. If I had more time, we'll go over one more automation I like. It's called the sunset flow, which pretty much does exactly what you just said there. It's like, hey, like we're gonna remove you from the list. Like, you know, you gotta like click right here if you don't want to be removed. So that's just like one extra thing that you can do, just so you don't like remove those crappy ones. Another comment on you. What I like to do sometimes, it's a little black hat, but I like to take everyone like who's like not engaging, that I know like don't open emails like often, and put them on another email marketing platform. So that won't track my IP address, and that won't track anything that's associated with this email. So it's not going to hurt my deliverability. If I have a Black Friday sale or something like that, I'm going to send it out to them. You know, so I'm not hurting my Klaviyo account, but I can still get more sales. And so that was that.
Yeah. Another question, like which platform do you use for this? And these kind of open rates, like 20% discounts, get 30% off. I heard like, oh, I'm a little bit afraid to put this, like discount, sale, and a subject line because it will disappoint.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
No. Okay, it doesn't really hurt.
Because I know that's filtering out.
Yeah, but it's all with the reputation you build up with Gmail and everything. So if you're sending out like other good emails and people are actually engaging with you, they're gonna look at that more than just like, oh, it's like it says 10% off. You know, and especially the first email one too.
Gmail changes it based on individuals. If there's a particular thing that would usually end up in your promotions tab that you start opening, it goes to your main inbox because it says, oh, you want to open this and read it. They definitely shift them around.
No. And the platform you use for the
the fallback, yeah. So for Shopify at least, I use Rare.io because it still does tracking because I know MailChimp doesn't.
Can you spell this or?
Yeah, sure. It's Rare, like RARE.io. Yeah. So it gives like all the features, like you can still track the sales and everything. It's super cheap. So if you have like, a big list and you know if you don't do all the features, I think it's like the best on the market for like a little fallback service provider. Yes.
Are people ever getting multiple emails per day? Like, let's say they
No.
sign up for the welcome, so you have filters in place to avoid competing messages.
Yeah. With Klaviyo they have smart sending. You can turn smart sending on. You can turn smart sending on. So obviously, I have smart sending off if they have a receipt. You know, typically what I like to do is any kind of promotion that they're getting. That like if I send out a campaign and a broadcast, I don't want to send out a campaign and broadcast to anyone in any of these automations. I want them getting emails that are more relevant to them at that time. So on Klaviyo, you can just this little tick box. I'm sure on other platforms too. You just like say like, don't send out the email to anyone who's received the email within like last 16 hours or something like that. Typically that works out really well. Yeah.
Do you have any best practices for not ending up in the promotions folder?
Yeah, definitely. Clean your list. Yeah. Besides that, yeah, just keep a very good clean list. A/B split test a lot. As I said, sometimes text emails work out better than like HTML emails. I think that's your highest leverage point to see if you're going to end up in the actual inboxes. Actually, just have text-based emails. That might not necessarily lead to more sales though. So you know, run those numbers and see what works.
Do you use Klaviyo for transactional email at all? Or
Yes.
Can you talk about transactional a little bit?
So yeah,
It's really tough to integrate transactional with Klaviyo, I found.
what's your experience with it?
I just have lots of different emails around like credit card transaction issues or even like some sort of different support stuff that my system needs to send out pretty regularly.
Yeah.
You use Klaviyo for that?
Yeah. So what Klaviyo does, you can have you have to email them and tell them like, hey, this email's transactional. So it goes on a higher priority IP address and it goes in the inbox like most of the time. You can have any promotional content on there. It just has to be strictly that, but Klaviyo does allow that feature too.
So even your receipt, you don't consider that a transactional email?
I do consider that transactional email.
But
So
you also
Klaviyo allows that to be transactional too. Yeah, they allow that.
So you just get in touch with Klaviyo.
Yeah.
So this particular email is transactional.
Yeah, they manually review it. So I have transactional emails for that. My review, like asking for a review of a product, that's transactional too.
I don't want people to unsubscribe from emails and then start missing transactional emails. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Klaviyo loves that, so you just gotta email them and they'll set that up for you.
Do you do like any VIP like automation? So it's like, all right, this person spent $5,000 on frets.
I mean, yeah,
Automatically.
it's definitely a good idea. I definitely do that, but I didn't have time to talk about that and stuff. Yeah.
done email campaigns for local businesses.
Email campaigns for local businesses? What are you thinking? What do you mean by that?
Like, I don't know, for example, construction company.
Yeah, I'll just do emails for them. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that, but the automations wouldn't definitely as much. You have to change up automations.
At the moment, like, that's my main use case for using autopilot. That's working with like calling companies and that because they've got, one of them had a list of 50,000 they've never contacted via email. Huge sale price. So it's like, get 0.1% close rate, make nearly $1 million on that offer. So
Yeah.
there's a massive opportunity. They've got no idea that they're about this world.
Yeah, like, who opens the emails?
Yeah.
I'll think of that. Anything else?
How often do you find yourself sending campaign emails?
So, typically I send out campaign emails to this high priority list 4 times per week. These people are super engaged with me and they want to be part of the program. For anyone not on that list, I typically send out 1 to 4 times per month. You don't want if they're not opening, then they're expressing that they want less deal. So what's cool, as soon as they start opening, they can go in and out of this list often too. So if they open, then they start getting 4 emails a week. When they don't, then I just remind them and try to get them to come back, send out once a week or something like that.
Do you do anything with SaaS?
No. I have some experience talking about it. I'm sure this would probably work out really well for them too. Just work with e-commerce. Yep.
Do you, besides email, do you use phone numbers to retarget people?
To retarget people? You're talking about SMS?
Yeah, so we use a service called Live Cover,
Mm-hmm.
and they use the phone number to text message them.
Yeah. What's really cool, I haven't started using this yet, but I just came from Klaviyo Boston, where they talk about everything that's coming out from Klaviyo. Klaviyo's going to now have SMS as a new feature coming out at the end of this month. So I'm going to roll that out all my clients, and I think that's going to work out really well. I've seen returns on my own personal store for SMS, and it's real worth it.
Yeah.
I'm scared for every normal person just being bombarded with text nowadays, but it's cool.
There's ringless voice drops too, where it looks like you've left a voicemail on someone's mobile. It's just text with pre-recorded messages. Hey, I just saw you opted in, just
We marketers run the world.
So there's that. Autopilot's got a feature too you've got send email, send MS, and then send postcard. And you just
Send postcard too.
Wow. Design, they print it off and ship it from the US for 60 cents.
What platform is this?
This is Autopilot, yeah.
Oh, it's called Autopilot. Okay.
Yeah, you can throw a postcard in.
That's super interesting. I'm gonna have to do that for my fraternity store. Nice. Yep.
When you get all these series going, do you worry more or look at the unsubscribes from different series and do something special to let them, with your clients, you try to different levels of unsubscribe, like marketing versus other things. And sometimes I unsubscribe for lists, weekly.
Oh, you're saying they're unsubscribed from say my content emails, but they still want promotional emails?
Yeah, if the welcome series is too much for somebody,
Yeah.
you don't want to lose them.
That's a good point. I haven't tested that out yet, but you do make a good point. Maybe that would something I should test out. Cool. Anything else? All right, cool. Thanks so much, guys.